Yeah, YouTube, what up? Welcome to another edition of Wrestling with Watts, and I'm Watts. Hope everybody's enjoying the Memorial Day weekend. I hope everybody is turning up, and if you're at work, I hope that you're getting that little time and a half. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully your check is looking pretty next week. But today we're talking about Trick Williams, and we're talking about the fact that Trick Williams won the TNA Championship last night at Battleground. He beat Joe Hendry, and I'm not gonna lie. I'm actually very pleased and content with this decision because not only is this going to draw more eyes to the TNA brand in itself, but it also gives Trick Williams a certain level of credibility that he would have not gotten if he would have just went straight to the main roster. I feel like if he would have went straight to the main roster, yeah, he would have gotten burned, but it feels a lot different saying former TNA champion Trick Williams is joining the main roster opposed to, just Trick Williams, former NXT champion, two-time NXT champion, which is actually crazy because you would think that being a two-time NXT champion and a one-time North American champion would be enough to get over the hump. But ask Carmelo Hayes what's going on that side, and he'll be able to tell you that it don't mean nothing. A lot of times what they say is people who never won the NXT championship usually have more successful careers than the people who do. Look at Bianca Belair, still never won. And before Becky Lynch did come back and win the NXT championship, she was never the NXT champion and she was very successful. First woman to main event WrestleMania. One of the first women to main event WrestleMania. But this just goes to show that the WWE trust Trick Williams, and I'm happy about that. It's crazy because I remember when he was running with Apollo Crews, and he was one of Apollo Crews's soldiers or security, and then now look at what he's doing. Two-time NXT champion, current TNA champion, and that's a world title, by the way. He's a world champion in another company while being in the WWE. He's in elite, really, really, really elite company, because the only other two people that's done that and was outside of the company and won was Christian Cage and Kenny Omega. So, go figure. They doing things over there. I'm actually really happy to see this because, like I said, this shows that they actually trust Trick Williams, and he'll be in a better position going forward when he does get to the main roster. So, I'm happy about what's going to come of this. I'm happy that we're going to see Trick Williams on TNA. I'm pretty sure they're going to have him on there weekly for most of the summer or the beginning of the summer because you know who his first opponent's going to be, right? Definitely Mike Santana. That's going to be interesting. I'm happy about that because that's a New Yorker right there that's getting some burn, about to become the TNA champion because realistically speaking, we already know that Trick Williams is going to drop that title to most likely him if it's not Joe Hendry again. But I don't think that it's going to be Joe Hendry because I'm not going to lie, wasn't really feeling the title reign, but that's just me. I like Joe Hendry, the character, but I don't really care for Joe Hendry being the world champion. I'm not saying that the criteria, certain people shouldn't, break through the cracks. I'm not saying that, but I'm also saying that I certainly enjoyed other people's world title reigns in TNA a lot more than I enjoyed Joe Hendry. So there's that. But really and truly, congratulations to Trick Williams because dude totally deserves it. You could tell that he's actually putting his best foot forward and getting better in the ring. This is not ballet, as they say. This is not something that you could just wake up and just know how to do. I've trained a little bit in professional wrestling, and I know the rigors of what comes with it and how long it takes to get your body invested in that because you're waking up in pain and you're waking up sore almost every day from taking those bumps. You know what I'm saying? So anybody who has the mental fortitude to get past that and then also get better in the ring, learn ring psychology and all of that, shout out to them because it's really not as easy as people really think it is. People think it's easy because they see these guys week in and week out do it, but I could tell you firsthand it's not easy. So I'm looking forward to see how this feud between Trick Williams and Mike Santana is going to go. It's definitely going to be some good promos involved. It's definitely going to be some good matches involved because I was a little bit nervous and concerned initially when I heard that Joe Hendry and Trick Williams is going to go against each other in the match, only because I was like, all right, well, who's going to carry the match? But the match was actually pretty damn good. I'm not going to lie. So it's going to be interesting to see where they go from here. And I'm definitely just looking forward to it. I don't got nothing bad to say about anything that's transpired on Battleground. Battleground was really and truly, if you ask me, it was a B. Definitely B plus, actually. It definitely better than Saturday night's main event by far. And I got something to say about that too. Look forward to that. Stay tuned. But ladies and gentlemen, thank you for your time. Like, comment, subscribe, help grow the channel if you like what you hear. If you don't like what you hear, I understand that too. If this is your first or last time listening to this, I appreciate y'all nonetheless. But yo, like I said, road to 1,000. We're about 620 something right now. I appreciate everything. I appreciate the love. But yo, I'm out, y'all. Peace.